Heyo. Yo, dude, it's been so long.
It's been so long. Many weeks.
Like it's been 3 weeks? Way too long.
I don't even know.
It seems like that. It seems like more, to be honest. I feel like I'm out of touch.
January is like halfway over. I feel like I'm
rusty.
Already.
That's crazy, dude. It's absolutely nuts. It's already the 12th. Before we know it, it's going to be spring training, man. Love it.
Oh, it's amazing. You know what I get to do in like 2.5 weeks? February 2nd, I'm doing a big drive. I'm going back to my hometown of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. So shout out to anybody who knows where that is. If you're in the US, you probably have no idea. Anyway, they're doing a celebrity sports dinner with main special guests. So last year I went and they had Alek Manoah, Jordan Romano, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. came. And then this year they're bringing Joey Bats and Jose Barrios and Buck Martinez. So I'm going to get to meet all those guys because I'm paying a bunch of money, take pictures and get some stuff signed and say hello to them. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Dude, that's going to be so sick. I'd love to go to one of, like, literally any team. Any team, I would love to do that. How far of a drive is that for you? Like, how long of a drive?
It's like 9 hours.
Oh, that's not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's not the worst. Like, it's doable. Yeah. You know, you go in a day. The annoying part is that I have to, last year I got to go just me, but this year, because it's my wife's work schedule, I have to take my 2 kids with me. So it's a little bit more.
I see.
A 9-hour trip with 2 kids under 5 years old can feel like more than 9 hours. Yeah.
I feel like that could fit. I'm like, I don't have kids, but I can't imagine it would be any easier, any more fun.
Lots of snacks
with a couple,
lots of shows, lots of snacks and lots of shows.
There you go. Lots of, absolutely. Hell yes. And maybe a podcast or 2. Maybe a podcast or 2 for you.
Hopefully while
if anyone's driving, this podcast might be for you on a long drive.
Yeah. On a long drive, on a short drive, on a medium drive.
Yeah, any sort of, it doesn't even have to be a drive.
If your car is
running, it doesn't
even
have to be a walk. You could be standing still.
Yeah, you could be going for a jog. You could be riding your scooter at the scooter park. I don't know.
Yeah, razor scooter or micro scooter.
What's the difference?
If you know, you know. The micros were longer. Pause.
Pause. Yeah, that sounds backwards.
I had a scooter phase. I know, right?
I had a micro
Clearly
phase.
Overcompensating.
Not scooters, though. That's a talk for a different kind of podcast, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There's people who are in a perma micro phase. I feel for you.
Such is life.
So sorry.
Such is life.
It's supposed to be a family-friendly podcast. Sorry.
So, I think part of what makes it feel like it's been so long since we've done this is that, like, some moves have been happening in the off season, but they're like, it's going so slowly.
It feels like it's
Major League Baseball off season is so weird. Like, how many guys still haven't signed? There's so many.
I don't know what we've seen more of, like free agent signings or trades, which is kind of surprising to me. Yeah. After the Yamamoto signing, I thought we were going to just see the dominoes fall. I thought we were going to see Snell sign. Thought we were going to see maybe Montgomery sign. We've had like some signings. Have we talked about the Yamamoto trade? Or Yamamoto signing? Sorry. Sorry, my bad.
I don't think we have. I don't think he was signed yet last time we talked, but because we did the last one we did was our top 10 and he had not signed anywhere yet.
Okay,
we remember talking about how that would affect some of those teams. But obviously Yamamoto goes to the Dodgers. Big surprise. Shocker of the century.
Jeez, like that's what that's part of the reason. Like, I'm not even upset at the Dodgers. I feel like a lot of people are upset at the Dodgers for like just taking everyone, but like the real problem is like no one else is spending money. Like, what other team has really made a significant offers to players? I mean, I know the Mets. I think it was the Mets that matched the Yamamoto offer. But like, if you're up against the Dodgers at this point in terms of offers, you have to surpass them in terms of money. You have to, because there's just so much more appeal to playing for the Dodgers at this point than anyone else really.
Surpass them in terms of, like 2024 money or just, 2034 money.
I like where you're going with that. Yes. Might have to be both. Might have to be both.
I don't know. Well, he's not getting too. Yamamoto's not. Is he deferring any?
I don't think he's deferring any money.
His is just backloaded, right? Like he's only making like 5 million, I think, this year, but then he makes like 25 or 30. That. Yeah, I think
I did not know that.
But they did.
The Dodgers beat.
They did sign another bat for a 1 year, 23.5 million, but 8.5 million deferred. Teoscar Hernandez.
A 1 year deal. A deferred 1 year deal. I've never heard of that. Has that ever happened?
I don't know. I'd be shocked if that's a deal like this, like for a guy who's like 30-ish. I don't even know if he's 30.
He's 31.
31, yeah.
He's 31.
So I mean, it's a weird contract.
It is a weird contract. I think he's just betting on himself. I know he didn't have as great of a year last year. I know he had a fair share of home runs, but if you look at OPS, it's hovering in the mid 700s, which is definitely not his best year.
I know my buddy in the first half.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I didn't watch him play hardly ever, but I just took a couple people's words for it that are big Mariners fans that watched him play a lot. They were just like, I would rather have. One of them even said they'd rather have Mitch Haniger than Teoscar. And I was like, I don't know about that. Maybe for the memories.
Yeah, I'm like, it's tough. Like as a Mariners fan, that makes sense because Haniger did some stuff for you, and Teoscar. I mean, you had Teoscar for a year, but like as a Blue Jays fan, I'm like, I know how good Teoscar can be, and how we could use a Teoscar, like a 2021 Teoscar type bat in our lineup. And who knows? I heard there's rumors that maybe Soler is down to choosing between the Blue Jays and the Red Sox, which probably means he's going to choose the Red Sox because that's just
both the Red Sox and the Jays just full throttle for the Red Sox. Full throttle means Tyler O'Neill and Lucas Giolito. I think that that's the phrase that the Red Sox fan base has been
Lucas Giolito lately. At like 18 million a year or something.
Yeah, I think he has an opt-out after this year. He's making like 18.5, I think.
It'll be interesting.
The pitching market's crazy. It's
did you see what the Yankees apparently offered Snell?
No, I knew they made an offer. I didn't see what they offered.
Well, what I saw on Twitter, and I don't know how true it is, but is that they offered 150 million over 5 years, and he said no because either he wants more than that or 1 more year. But like that's 30 million a year. Like that's not nothing.
Nope, that's a big paycheck. I feel like a 5-year deal with that type of AAV is kind of worth it though.
Yeah, I think right now
maybe, depending on what team makes that offer. I think the Yankees, it would be worth it.
The only thing I understand you don't want it to years. Yeah, you don't want it to end up being like a David Price contract. Which in like
true.
Eventually you're just like trying to, trading it away with Mookie Betts just to get rid of it.
Yeah. You gotta, Snell is 31, I think. Is he 30, 31? I think he's
something like
30
that,
or a little bit. You gotta, if you make a deal like that, you gotta bank on him having swing, especially with Snell. You gotta bank on him having swing and miss stuff for at least in the window you're trying to compete in.
Yeah, he's 30.
So if their window's like 3 more years, he has to have swing and miss stuff. Because he's still going to walk a lot of people.
Yeah, just turned 31, so we'll see. We'll see. All I know is that everything is making Kevin Gossman's contract look amazing right now. Like he's only getting like 22 million a year, I think.
That's insane.
So good job.
That's insane.
Good job,
Same
Ross
thing
Atkins.
with Charlie Morton. Everybody's saying like 20 mil was too much for Charlie Morton, but I know he's 40, and I don't know how good he's going to be next year. Obviously, age is going to play a factor, but the last couple of seasons, I would absolutely pay $20 million for Charlie Morton starting.
I'm sure he'll be
how
fine.
The market's been lately.
Yeah,
he'll be all right if he can give you 140 innings with a high 3 ERA, get some strikeouts, eat some innings. I'm down. Eat
some innings while all the bats eat baseballs. But you guys
Yes,
did.
sir.
You guys did get a new pitcher.
Yes, we did. And we lost Vaughn Grisham, but I feel like it's all right.
I feel like it was kind of like a win-win. Like it's
100% agreed.
Vaughn Grisham, 100. Like he's still kind of
he's very good with the bat. He had a hell of a year in AAA. He even went off with the bat a little bit last year for the Braves, but man, I saw him play shortstop and it's not good. He just wasn't going to be a part of the future with the Braves at shortstop. And, we got Ozzie at second base. Now we have Kelenic in left field. So there's not really a spot for him. So this is a win-win. We needed some starting pitching depth. And Chris Sale, although he's had injury issues, when he is on the mound, he is still very good. And in my opinion, this isn't necessarily about the regular season. You want Sale for the playoffs. The Braves are built to make it to the playoffs, and you need Chris Sale healthy is a hell of a weapon for the playoffs.
Yeah, hopefully he can stay healthy. I mean, basically he's pitched a full season in the last 3 years.
Yes.
He's made about 31 starts over the last 3 years and decent, mid-threes ERA over those 3 years. So,
yep.
Definitely still serviceable. If he can give you 25 starts, I think you're pretty happy with this for the next couple of years.
Same here. And they gave him that 1-year extension too with an option for 2026. So they must like what they see and really believe in him. Plus the Red Sox sent $17 million along with Chris Sale. So it's like the Braves are paying him $11 million a year.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Not bad.
The Braves also made another big extension today to their GM. Alex Anthopoulos gets what he's extended for another 5 years, or I don't know how long it was.
I think I saw till 2031. I commented down below on Twitter. I said, "Bro just really extended himself."
For real.
Yeah, I know that's not how that works, but I thought it was hilarious. But dude, I'm so stoked. He's been so good. He's just, I don't know how he does it. Every trade he makes, no one's known about it. No one saw the Kelenic trade coming. No one saw the Chris Sale trade coming. I was I was blown away.
Or those other 6 little micro trades that he just made where he's just we're going to trade for Max Stassi and then just trade him away and just totally random moves. But
it's so bizarre. So bizarre. It was hilarious. And then just, who else? David Fletcher, I think he's still on the Braves, actually. I don't think he's.
Yeah, he got sent down, though, I think. He's.
Okay.
I think he cleared waivers or whatever and got outrighted. Yeah, and then, they had Matt Carpenter for a day and then just, kind of let him go into the wind. Yep. It's just random.
That was interesting. It's been so random. It's been such a weird offseason for them.
It's been weird for everybody.
What else?
Well, you could talk about the Blue Jays. Bringing back Kevin Kiermaier, I'm really happy about that. Another year, Gold Glove defense. At the plate, he was decent last year. He was on pace to have a career year at the plate, I think. He was doing really well. He had a little bit of injuries at one point, and he wasn't playing necessarily every day because they usually didn't want to have him and Varsho both in the lineup, especially against lefties.
That makes sense.
Since they're both left-handed hitters, but yeah, he's coming back sense. And he was instant fan favorite. Everybody just loved him last year. Isaiah Kiner Falefa, on the other hand, I'm just kind of okay, wait, I don't know how I feel about it.
If he's your everyday third baseman, you got to not feel so great about it, or I at least wouldn't. I don't know, man. I know he kind of did decent. He's a decent player.
He's had some stretches at the plate where he's all right. He kind of seemed to fill in a little bit when Judge was injured, but yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
But again, we had Matt Chapman last year, who was the best hitter in the world for a month and then the worst hitter in the world for the rest of the year. So
crazy, man.
I don't know. Is this we'll just get a bad hitter for the entire year, I guess.
Matt Chapman really made me believe in my fantasy baseball team. And then it just all went away.
It's so weird. You just think
Just all went away.
like he would still have, a couple good stretches. He had 15 doubles in April. And
Did
I
he
think
have like 500 or something in April?
I don't know if it was 500, but it was like his WRC plus I think was 300 like a month into the season, and
that's absolutely nutty, dude.
like he still finished.
That is wild.
With an OPS plus above 100, but considering how good it was in April, like that's just shows you how bad it was the rest of the year.
That's crazy, man. Just I can't imagine having like a hotter start to the season and then just falling off.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's happened. I don't know.
His March April OPS was 1152, and then May 585, June 633.
Oh, brutal.
He was not bad in July. He had a 908 OPS in July, but then August 532 and September, October 633. So it was like, yeah,
it's not going to cut it. Like,
not so.
Spread it out a little bit. Spread it out. Maybe like when you're about to hit home run, when you're already up by 7 runs, maybe save that for another day. Save it for a day where it's a closer game.
Crazy.
That's crazy, man. That's just wild.
Oh, there were like games at the end of the year where he was like being pinch hit for and stuff. Like that's how bad it got.
That's kind of nuts, man. That's absolutely kind of nuts. What else has happened? Has there been what other sign? Like we're still just waiting on Yamamoto Snell and Montgomery. Like what do we think is going to happen with them now? Like, do you think Snell's going to eventually be a Yankee?
I don't know. With them, I don't think so. With them signing Stroman now, like I don't think. I mean, there's obviously there's always room for a Blake Snell. Like you figure it out.
Yeah.
But I
mean,
don't
you
know.
think they got a rotation with, if Carlos Rodon comes back healthy, that's a solid piece. If Nestor Cortez is healthy and pitches like he did in 2022, that's a big piece too. And Garrett Cole, I mean, reigning Cy Young Award winner, even though it's like his 4th best season, he just finally took home the hardware this year. That's a great ace, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Like if you go out and get a Blake Snell, that's a solid rotation if everything goes right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's you would think Rodon should bounce back. Nestor Cortez I was never like super sold on, but I mean,
I sold on him for a little bit.
Really good year.
He was part of my he did have one really good year, and I traded for him in fantasy after that, and then he just got hurt. So or just he sucked and got hurt. So sorry, Yankees fans, that's on me. If I didn't make that trade, he would have been top 10 Cy Young voting. You heard it here first.
Well, such is life.
Yep.
You know who could use a bounce back is, I mean, you had some guys on you did quite a lovely YouTube video talking about 5 players that need to have bounce back years. And one guy that you need to put on that list, if you're doing another 5, is Alek Manoah, because this guy needs to have, like, from how good he was to how bad he was. Man,
that's insane.
And he's still young.
Just crazy, man. Yeah, what? He's 25, 26, or maybe
one of those, 25 or 26,
something like that. I mean, I just don't know what happened.
Oh, he just turned 26 3 days ago.
Oh, happy belated birthday, Alek. Happy belated birthday. Hope it's been a good one. Hope you're wherever you are, you're working hard to get back.
How many starts, David?
I still believe in him.
5.87 ERA, 19 starts, and Rodon had a 6.85 ERA in 14 starts. So, like, Alek Manoah was still better than Carlos Rodon last year.
That's kind of nuts, man.
Seems weird.
Oh, another. I guess we could talk about the Michael Busch getting traded from the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm. Busch and Almonte
Yes, forgot about Almonte coming through with that.
But, yeah,
who are the prospects that they got in return?
Ferris and somebody else. It sounds like the Dodgers were just trying to clear a couple guys off their 40-man. So who knows? Maybe they have
that could be a good get.
some more moves up their sleeves. Maybe Blake Snell goes to the Dodgers.
I'd lose it, man. I just like that would cement them to being like the Yankees of the NL from the 90s and early 2000s. That would, I mean, they might already be there. They might already be there with that kind of like label.
The evil empire.
And yeah, I think it's baseball needs an enemy, man. I think part of the reason it was that baseball came back so heavy during the steroid era was because the Yankees were the evil empire to go along with that steroid era. Everybody like wanted to see the Yankees get beat except for New York. And they just continued to be successful year after year after year. It's crazy, man. Crazy. I'm here for it, dude. I'm here for it. I think baseball needs a villain, especially we're kind of running after 2017 with the Astros cheating scandal. That was the villain for a little bit, but now like almost no one is left from that core, from that team anymore. We got a couple guys. So we need a new villain in baseball.
People still love to boo those guys everywhere they go, though. I was in I was in Seattle for a Jays series in July, and every time George Springer's name gets announced, like that place gets super aggressive and loud with the boos.
Crazy, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You can hear it if you watch the broadcast of like away games. You'll hear it when like, especially in AL West parks, like in Los Angeles, or I mean, you don't hear anything in Oakland because nobody's there, but.
Shots fired.
And some of those other ones, like you just the boos that he gets. I'm like, what? I don't know. It was 6 years ago now. Like, get over it.
I'm kind of
get over it.
I'm definitely over it. I don't necessarily blame like Dodgers fans for maybe still being a little bit upset by it since they kind of took a World Series from them. Maybe it's debatable. I don't know.
It could be said. It could be said.
It could be said. Like, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of moving parts to that. I feel like
Dodgers kind of got
just never gonna know.
Like 2 taken away because they also lost to the Red Sox, didn't they? Like the next year, wasn't it back to back? They lost back to back, and like
years, yeah.
And it was like they also said the Red Sox were kind of doing the same thing, but not as bad or something. I don't know. I don't know all the details, but
it's weird, man. Yeah, if that's true, then maybe we've entered. Who's the GM for the Dodgers? Is it Friedman? His name is Friedman, right?
Andrew Friedman.
Maybe we've entered like the Spider-Man 3 emo phase of his career, where he's just like he hates everything. He's becoming a villain.
Yeah,
buying up every player.
Give it all the money out. Get everybody. I mean, I don't blame him. Like. It's kind of what
I don't either.
Everybody should want their team to do. Like I wanted the Blue Jays to go get Juan Soto and Shohei Ohtani and like Yamamoto. Like, of course, you do whatever it takes.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no to that.
I'm not. It's not coming out of my bank account, but I definitely would spend money out of my bank account to support that team. Like,
I would. I'd like give me a Cash App number. I'm down. Give me a Venmo. I'll help support the cause. I'm all for it. I said the same thing. I would love for the Braves to do this. Absolutely. If the Braves were doing this, I'd be laughing. I'd be laughing so hard.
Their team's so good though. Like the Braves aren't bad.
They're good. They're
not
great.
That every other team is bad.
That doesn't mean
Yeah.
I was actually kind of nervous if the Braves signed Shohei. Because the Braves are already stacked. They're already a great team. And then the pressure would even be higher if they got Shohei. And that's why, I don't know if I wanted the Braves to have the best regular season record because that just puts kind of the pressure in their end. Yeah. I'm just like, well, I'm not even looking forward to watching the playoffs games because, the feeling of needing to win outweighed I want this team to win, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I understand that for sure. I mean, I think the pressure's off basically everybody except for the Dodgers this year. Like who's really feeling that much pressure? Like it's just, if the Dodgers don't do it, like it doesn't really matter who else wins the World Series if the Dodgers don't. Like people are just gonna be like, all that money got you nowhere.
I know, right?
See, did you see? Oh, I gotta bring it up. Do you see MLB like posted their next 10 World Series predictions? We should talk about those.
I did see that. Actually. There's some. All I remember is saying 2033 looks just insane.
So
Like, I just don't see a world where that's going to happen.
Like, who decided this? Like Chat GPT or like MLB GBT? 2024. This coming season they picked your Braves over the Orioles.
That's kind of wild.
There's no way the Orioles are making the World Series this year. No way. Their pitching has
You
not
think
gotten better.
They regress heavily.
I don't know about heavily, but definitely regress. Like, they obviously have a bunch of young studs, but the scary part with young studs is like they do tend to have a little bit of regression. The league figures them out, like a guy like Gunnar. You know, I don't know if Jackson Holiday is going to be in the bigs this year or not.
Yeah.
You know, Jordan Westburg was like, okay. Adley's great. Like, you still have like what, Cedric Mullins and Santander and stuff, but like their pitch, have they made any moves this year? Like this offseason? Not really.
No, I don't think so.
Felix Bautista's out for the year, I'm pretty sure, or most of the year.
They signed Kimbrel.
Oh, yeah.
That's who they got to replace.
Doesn't scare me.
Kimbrel's okay, but I mean, he's not Felix Bautista dominant. Not nearly at all. Like, yeah, no one, maybe when Kimbrel was like 25, 26 years old, maybe be scared of Kimbrel. Not now. Not now.
Yeah, I don't see the Orioles making the World Series. It would be an exciting team to watch. Like, they could, if they make some moves, like, you could kind of maybe get some Diamondback vibes. But the thing with the Diamondbacks is like they had like they had some top end starting pitching, and their lineup was just kind of more well rounded. Like, you had the young guys with like Alec Thomas and Corbin Carroll, but you still have, you know, all those vets like Longoria, Lourdes Gurriel, Ketel Marte, Christian Walker. Like, I don't know, better than the Orioles, I'd say. Yeah,
I think the rotation probably definitely sets them apart. Like with Gallen and Merrill Kelly's been really good the past 2 years, and now with them having Erod, like that's a solid get for them. And maybe Brandon Pfaadt kind of builds off of what he did last year, which was not amazing, but he did have a good kind of stretch in the playoffs.
Yeah, they should be.
He builds upon that.
I would love if they somehow took the division away from the Dodgers. That'd be amazing,
that would be hilarious. I mean, if we could look at the Dodgers and be like, they're a shoo-in. They're an absolute shoo-in. But I still think we live in a world where the Dodgers don't win like 100 games and they win like 92 or something. I could see that. A lot would have to go wrong. I think a lot would have to go wrong, but there is some possibility there.
Yeah, it's tough because like a lot kind of went wrong for them last year, and they still won 100 games, and their team was worse. True. Like,
that's very, very true. Very true.
If we look at the rest of these next 10 World Series predictions from MLB.com, like, so yeah, this year Braves over Orioles. I can see the Braves winning. The Orioles, I don't think would get there. Next year, Dodgers. Agreed. Dodgers over the Blue Jays is what they have for 2025.
I saw it. What do we think? Do we think that would suck, man? But how are they booing Shohei? Are you booing Shohei?
That's
the real question, I feel like.
I know people are going to want to. Like, I think the Dodgers come and play in Toronto in the first month of the year, and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets some boos there, because it did kind of play out like he just toyed with us, and like
it's hard not to feel that way.
Sour taste.
It's hard not to feel that way, man.
I definitely don't feel like I'm as big of a Shohei Ohtani fan as I used to be. Fan of the way he plays baseball, we'll say. I love watching him play baseball, but like, I don't know. He seems like such a nice guy, but I don't feel like he was very nice to us. But
it just played you like that. That's kind of wild.
If the one World Series that the Dodgers win with Ohtani is against the Blue Jays, that would be,
oh man, that would be so heartbreaking.
I go back and forth because it would be so tough to watch, but at the same time, I want nothing more than to watch the Blue Jays play in the World Series again. Like, I haven't had that since I was like 7 years old. So And
Maybe it'll be against the Braves instead.
It's a win. If the Blue Jays make a World Series with Vlad and Bo on the team, I will be amazingly happy.
Dude, it's gotta happen, man. He needs to step it up. I mean, his baseball savant page still looks really, really red. It's still really, really red. Not as red as it was in 2021, but
no.
I mean, I'm saying I think he hits 35 plus this year. Bombs.
I feel like he'll have a Matt Chapman year almost. Like he won't regress to be as bad, but I think he'll come out the gates and just like be launching baseballs like nobody's business for the first month of the year, and then he'll kind of like settle. I mean, I hope he doesn't. I hope he's just amazing all year round, like solid, 300 hitter, hitting like 8 or 9 home runs a month. Like that's kind of what I want from Vlad.
That would be solid, man. That'd be solid.
What, eight home runs over 8 home runs a month for 6 months. That's about 48 home runs. I mean, I've seen it before. He could do it again.
He can. He absolutely can. And I think he will at some point. It's just he's been in the league so long. It's just kind of mind blowing how young he is still for a lot of people. I feel like
he's only 24. He is so young.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. And
he's going to battle right now. Arbitration battle with the Jays over like $1.5 million or something.
$1.5 million difference.
Yeah, the Jays filed at 18.8 or 18.5, and he asked for 19.9. So I think he just wanted to be like, I'm not asking for 20. I'm just asking for just under 20.
Sort of like the 1999 price is like it's $20.
Yeah.
All right. It's $20.
Then you go to Walmart and it's $19.97 because it's like feels like it's
the rollback.
Yeah.
Rollback
2 cents.
Yeah. Do they even have the rollback anymore?
I don't know. It was such a big campaign for a long time.
It really was. But dude, actually, what do we think about, dude, speaking of arbitration, Juan Soto's setting the record for arbitration with 31.5 million. Dude, people are saying like he didn't deserve that because of Shohei making 30 mil. And I'm like, you maybe have a point. Maybe I don't know.
It's
like
tough.
I think Juan Soto is absolutely worth that much money, but I don't know. It seems wrong that Shohei Ohtani doesn't have that record. I feel like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean,
I don't care, but it's just an interesting storyline that I've kind of seen thrown around on Twitter.
And it's only going to keep like going up. Like imagine if a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. this year does hit like 50 home runs again. Like, what's he going to get in arbitration? Because he still has one more year of arbitration. Like, if he gets, I have a feeling he'll end up.
I'm not gonna lie,
getting that 18 something this year, and then if he hits like 50 bombs, like, I don't think he would get. Maybe he wouldn't break 31.5, but you never know.
I would say he'd probably get mid-20s just because of the last couple of years.
We'll see. I mean, he's jumping like 4 or 5 million this year from last year. What I think is, well, kind of what I hope happens is that the Blue Jays do what they did with Bichette last year. So Bichette and the Blue Jays didn't agree, and then they bought out Bichette's arbitration. He got at like 33 over 3 years or something like that. So they give Vladdy like 40 something, low 41, 42 over the next 2 years. Like, whatever.
That's a solid deal, I feel like.
Because I think they still can do that until like the hearing happens. They can still negotiate on something, but we'll see.
Decent. Solid. Oh, another thing I was going to say, I think Codify, threw out their predictions as far as win totals, and the lower end of it is surprising to me. I think if I remember correctly, they projected the Colorado Rockies to win 61 games or 62 games, I think. They predicted the Oakland Athletics to win 11 more games than the Colorado Rockies.
Ooh, that's
Don't get me wrong.
That's a fun bet.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, they're both really bad teams.
They are.
But are the Rockies that much worse? Or are they worse at all?
I don't know. I don't know. Where did they both finish last year?
Honestly, I feel like the Oakland Athletics, their lineup, their position players give them more hope because there's a lot of younger guys in the lineup. And the Rockies you got Brendan Rodgers, who's once a top prospect. He hasn't really put it together at all. Nolan Jones is like the one shining light in that lineup. Like I was looking at the baseball reference page the other day for the Rockies. He's like one of the only dudes that put up an OPS plus of over 100. Like, you're in Colorado. You gotta, if you can't pitch, you can't pitch in Colorado. No one's going to. You have to hit. And no one hits in Colorado for that team.
Yeah, that's weird. Like Colorado's had so many just random guys win the batting title because of just like hitting there.
Yep. Vinny Castilla. He didn't win a batting title, I don't think, but he was amazing at Coors Field and then went to Atlanta. And he was solid, but he wasn't like hitting 340 bombs, 120 RBIs solid.
Randall Grichuk had a positive OPS plus for them last year before he got traded.
He did. That's true. Dude, I get him. He reminds me so much of Colby Rasmus for some reason. I feel like they're so similar players, except like one's righty, one's lefty. But Colby Rasmus is a solid player, Blue Jays legend.
Both started in St. Louis, played for the Blue Jays.
That's true. Grichuk did play for the Blue Jays.
Oh yeah, for a while. How many? 1, 2, 3, 3.5 years? 4 years?
It's not bad.
About the same as Rasmus.
Yo, maybe next episode, maybe we should save this topic for next episode, but maybe we talk about players who we think are going to break out in 2024.
I like it.
Maybe. So I know soon we're going to have to do our divisional rankings if we feel like we want to do that. Like,
we should,
season's creeping up on us. I know it's like
division previews.
Yeah,
it's just tough because like there's so many guys that can still go to so many teams. Like Cody Bellinger and Jorge Soler signed for the same team. Like that can change. Like if they both signed in Colorado, that changes a lot of stuff. Like
yeah,
obviously
it does.
They won't, but you know, who knows?
Could you imagine Soler hitting bombs in Colorado? I would love that so much. Colorado's a train wreck, by the way. They're a train wreck of a franchise. There's like no hope. Where is the hope? Nolan Jones, he's your one guy. You need more guys than one guy. I like Nolan Jones a lot, but it's sad. Beautiful ballpark, beautiful city.
Maybe Chris Bryant just like comes back and has like a really solid year.
I would love for that to happen. I would absolutely love for that to happen. It needs to happen.
It's crazy that he won Rookie of the Year and MVP back to back, and then just like kind of, not that he had bad years every year after that, but
Javi Baez did pretty much.
Javi Baez.
Talk about another train wreck. Those Chicago Cubs were supposed to be good for a long time, and they weren't.
No,
I don't even remember who pitched for that team either.
The winning team,
the Chicago Cubs,
when they won the World Series. I
don't remember who the pitchers were. I have no idea.
John Lester, Jake Arrieta, Kyle Hendricks, John Lackey. And then
now it's all coming back to me a little bit.
Yeah, their bullpen wasn't amazing. Like Chapman came over and he was kind of a stud for them.
That's right. Yeah, he came over. He got traded from the Yankees, and the Yankees were like, "Hey, we're going to trade you, and then we're going to bring you back." How you feel about that?
Yeah, it worked out.
Like, sign me up, give me a ring, and I'll be back in the Bronx. That's a wild team. Just like they're supposed to not even World Series winners for a long time, but they were just supposed to be in the thick of it for a long time. Kind of nuts.
I didn't even realize they made it back to the NLCS the year after.
I was today years old when I knew that.
They lost to the Dodgers. Well, they won 92 games in 2017, finished first in the NL Central, and then lost to the Dodgers.
Not a bad season. Not a bad season.
They had pretty much the same team too.
With a couple more supporting, a couple less maybe supporting cast members. I don't know. I feel like the Cubs are just, I don't know. Maybe Michael Busch is the answer. Maybe Michael Busch is the answer. Or he could be a solid piece. I'm kind of looking forward to what he can do. Maybe a good replacement for Jamer Candelario.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt their team to have him out there.
Yeah, I wonder. Maybe that means Morel is going to be their first baseman, possibly.
Morel's a stud. He's good.
He hits some tanks, man. If he just like lays off some strikeouts, maybe gets on base a little bit more, he's going to be a good player. Over under 30, like 29.5 bombs for him this year.
I think under. I don't know if he'll. I don't know. I'm going under. 26.
Okay. I'm going to say if he plays 140 games, he will hit the over. But any less than that, he's going to hit the under.
Oh, yeah, 26 last year. Didn't even realize it. 26 in 107 games? Okay, yeah. That's a decent pace.
OPS plus a 116. Yeah, it's a solid pace. Just the strikeouts are at a tremendous pace too. I'm not saying like strikeouts are insanely horrible, but if you strike out 133 times over 388 at bats, that's maybe something you want to cut down on. Like not people like hitters like Kyle Schwarber who strike out 200 times but hit 40 bombs. They're the exception to the rule. I feel like it's not necessarily.
I feel like that's like the whole league though. It's just like they don't really care if you strike out 200 times a year if you hit 30 bombs.
That's true. But how many players have done that? I wonder. I would like to look that up.
I don't know.
200 strikeouts, 35 plus bombs, maybe.
Yeah, Schwarber is like, it's absolutely insane how high his OPS was, considering how low his batting average was. Like you would think, like there'd be, like it would.
Or you could be like, you hear nothing else. You don't get any other context besides the fact that Schwarber hit 47 bombs. And you're like, wow, his OPS has got to be close to 950, 1,000. And then what was it? Let me see. I think it was like 830 or something.
817.
817. An okay OPS, but you feel like it would be higher if you hit 47 home. Now I'm not a Kyle Schwarber hater. I'm just like playing a little bit. I like playing a little bit of devil's advocate when it comes to things like this.
Yeah. I'd take 47. 47 home runs is different than 30.
I would absolutely do that. 100%. 100%. I think I heard someone talk about this the other day, but they said that Adam Dunn would be more appreciated like if he played today.
Oh man.
And I absolutely think so. I absolutely think so.
Underrated.
Yeah, man. I mean, he hit 40 home runs 5 straight years, I think.
Yeah.
Just a mammoth of a dude. Mammoth dude.
Yeah, that's insane.
Adam Dunn walked so Kyle Schwarber could run.
He only struck out over 200 times once.
Okay.
But he led the league in strikeouts 4 times.
Oh man.
He also led the league in walks twice.
Masterclass. That's pretty wild. I didn't realize he had such a high career number of home runs. 462. Man, he was getting close to 400. 500, I mean. Yeah. He retired at 34? That's wild. That many home runs before you're 34? Before you're 35, I mean?
He was Adam done with baseball, I guess, once he was 35.
You know I'm here for the puns. Thank you.
He still had 22 bombs and a 752 OPS. Not bad. Serviceable.
That's pretty good. 1,300 walks for a career. Not bad. Exactly 40 home runs 4 straight years, which is hilarious. mean, that's not as impressive as Chris Davis hitting 247 4 straight years, but we'll give it to him.
What happened to that guy?
That's hilarious. I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's see here.
He just fell off.
Adam Dunn's, I don't think he was doing terrible when whoever it was released him, but I just don't know if he was good enough to warrant being picked up from another team. He was only, it was 2021, had a total of 102 ABs, hit 206, 3 home runs, OPS of 635. And the 2 years prior, he had OPS below 700. Granted, 2020 was a COVID season. Nope, not great, man. Hit 48 bombs and then just
42, 43, 48, and then just me.
Like, nope. Didn't even get to the point where he was going to be a big free agent, I don't think.
No, I don't know. I don't think he was ever in that kind of a conversation.
Nah. If he kept hitting those 40 bombs, possibly, but another guy struck out a lot. I'm not saying it's a horrible thing.
Well, I mean, when it comes down to him getting in the hall, somebody getting in the Hall of Fame.
True.
I feel like. Wonder.
True. If you strike out a lot but do other things, I'm cool with it.
Unless it's performance enhancing drugs is the other things that you do.
I don't know. Bring it back. Just let everyone take everything. Bring it back. I wonder if it'd be interesting to see the league though if that happened. It would be so interesting, I feel like.
I'd just bring back the juice balls.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be almost better. You want Vladdy to hit 50 home runs. Judge will hit like 75. Just juice the balls.
Yep, juice the balls.
Oh man, they're juicing them in Dodgers Stadium for sure this year.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about that.
Otani's going to hit
not even think
50
about that.
bombs with like 40 of them coming at home.
That's going to be hilarious. I didn't even think about that, man.
It's good for baseball.
Yep, good for baseball to be inconsistent with the ball type and send them to different places. That is very good. Same with the Field of Dreams game, where they hit like 1 million home runs.
There were 1 million. That's a great walk-off. Tim Anderson's probably last highlight of his career.
That's insane. That's crazy, man.
Remember when he was good?
Yeah, and just fell off, man.
His OPS plus last year was 60. He had a 582 OPS. Oof.
You know who had a better OPS plus than Tim Anderson? Javi Baez.
There you go. Javi Baez is getting $20 million a year.
62. It's crazy, man. That is just, I feel bad for Tigers fans, but also I feel good for Tigers fans because I think that team can surprise some people this year. I do.
They could. Did you see their arbitration case with Casey Mize?
No.
No,
I didn't.
He was the number 1 overall pick, right? I think Casey Mize.
I think he was definitely close.
It's like $25,000 is the difference.
Oh wow!
Like
that's so petty.
Like they're going over 25, and he's like, it's like 850,000 is like what is like it's not even $1 million in total that he would get for next year.
That's just nuts.
And they're going to arbitration over 25 grand.
He's supposed to be coming back this year, I think.
I think so.
At some point. I mean, he was out all last year. He was out most of 2022. You got to think he's getting close that he could probably be ready for spring training. And he was pretty good.
Yeah.
He was It looked like he was settling into the league before he got
they're offering
TJ.
him only $75K over league minimum.
That's just okay.
He asked for
I don't get that.
He asked for 840,000 and they want to pay him 815. Like
that's so petty. Come on, Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just pay the man, dude. He's going to pop off this year. Yeah.
Imagine if he does. Like then
Happy Gilmore quote right there.
He's 26 already? Oh.
I know. I was surprised when I looked that up. I thought he was going to be like 24. I think he's going to have a good year if he's healthy come spring training. I like the way he was throwing the ball when he got hurt. Granted, very small sample size. But I like Tarek Skubal. I like that guy. He's going to be a good pitcher for them for a while. Mm-hmm. Very good. Kerry Carpenter. I think Riley Green's going to pop off. Spencer Torkelson looked like he was turning it around. Like he went off for 30 bombs. Jake Rogers actually had a solid year.
I mean, that division's wide open. AL Central, nobody's running away with that. I think like maybe give the edge to Cleveland because of their pitching. Maybe
that's true.
I mean, the Twins won last year, but
J-Ram though. Outside of J-Ram, that lineup. I mean, I guess you got Josh Naylor and Bo Naylor in there too. Fuzzy just sent a tweet out today about Gabriel Arias popping off this coming year. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Supposed to be
he was a pretty highly touted prospect, I think.
Yeah, he's a young guy, 22.
10 home runs last year, OPS plus is 75, but that's his first real time in the majors. So that'll be fun to watch.
Who knows? I mean, like he should get to play because like you get to play.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
And you get to play,
dude. It's great.
Your crappy interdivision teams a bunch. So
yeah, that's wild. How long is geez, I can't even think of his name. Tristan McKenzie, is he gonna be good to go for opening day?
That's a great question.
I don't. He didn't have Tommy John, did he?
I don't know.
I wish there was an injury section in Baseball Reference.
Back strain.
I really, really do.
No, that's 2019. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
I would like that. I would like to see him pop off. Like maybe we got to get our way too early AL, NL, Cy Young, MVP predictions going.
Those are always fun to do.
Those are very fun. Very fun.
Award predictions and division winners, World Series champions.
Yes, we're gonna map out the whole season and the playoffs just so you all don't even have to watch.
The script is here. We have the script.
That's right. We have the script.
We're gonna leak it.
We've written the script. Yeah,
it's gonna go exactly.
MLB is.
I used to always do that. I would like a month before the season or when spring training would start. I would just like write it down like AL MVP, Cy Young, Rookie of the Year, blah, 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 fill it out. And I would just send it to my one friend. At the end of the year, I would just like go look back. I was like, oh, I was way wrong on everything.
That's hilarious, man. I've never done that before, but I'm looking forward to doing that now.
We're going to do it.
Very much so.
We'll do it.
Hell yes. I'm down. We'll have to revisit at the end of the year too. I mean, that goes without saying.
Absolutely. What fun is making a prediction if you don't see how it plays out?
Yeah, right.
We're just gonna throw these out there and then just never talk about them again.
Yeah, never rub it in anyone's face if we were right and they were wrong. Just never. We're so far above that.
We'll just be so wrong. It's so hard to predict these things. You never know. You just never know what's going to happen. That's why I don't like. The Dodgers are obviously favorites, I'm sure, as far as like the odds makers are concerned, but I would never like make a bet now that anybody's. I mean, unless no. If anything, this is the time when you make a bet on like super big underdogs with really, really crazy odds.
That's true. Didn't someone? I think I saw someone take over like $100,000 or something for some predictions, or he parlayed a couple really just good guesses at the time, really hot takes at the time, and just walked away a winner. What a time.
What a time. Yeah, I don't really do much of the sports gambling stuff, but
me neither. It's not legal in my state, the parlay betting. Otherwise I would think about it. I would be one of those dudes that would throw down like $1 and just pick like
do the crazy
16 crazy leg parlay, and if they all hit, then that's what's up.
Then you go from $1 to like
it's only $1,
$50,000 or something. Some crazy payout.
Yeah, exactly. Low risk, high reward, but the probability of it happening extremely low. Yeah. Oh, okay. Another a signing, I think. The Giants, Jordan Hicks, 4 years, I think, $11 million a year. They plan on using him as a starter.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't know. Like, I loved watching him play for the Blue Jays last year. He was solid for us. It always worries me when guys throw that hard and like trying to get them to throw like 75 to 100 pitches a game, when like he pretty much throws like, well, he throws like basically a four seam, a sinker, and like a slurve, but his four seam and sinker are both just like as hard as he can. Like,
yep.
So do you want a guy
insane, man,
trying to throw 102 miles an hour, 60 times in a game? I don't know. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of stress. Even if he just toned it down and was like 98 to 100, I feel like that would be less. But of course, I don't know things. I'm sure if you're a pitcher, it's going to be hard to go from 100 to holding back a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't think like that's what makes him good.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But I also think that's what makes him really good coming out of the bullpen is like you just like if you have a guy, especially with like the Blue Jays, kind of the arms we had, if you have a guy like Gossman or Trevor Richards who is coming in throwing like all these splitters and change ups, and then you have Jordan Hicks come in and light you up for 102. Like it just
hell of a weapon.
It was. We'll see. I mean, we'll see what he does. I don't even know like who else is in that Giants rotation, like Logan Webb, and then because they traded Robbie Ray.
I
forgot. Well, Robbie Ray, when's he back? Mid season, something like that.
I think so.
I don't think he's back for the beginning of the year, but yeah, Robbie Ray is another interesting one. He's like one of those guys that like you don't really think is that good, but then he played really well for the Blue Jays. So I'm like, oh, he's great.
Yeah. Cy Young. So I don't know.
There was at one point
it's going to be interesting to see
where he had the highest career Ks per nine ever. Like going after his season with the Blue Jays, I think he had the highest all time strikeouts per nine.
That's crazy.
It went down a little bit. Yeah, it was like 11.9 or something.
Oh, that's crazy.
Or over 11. Yeah, because he only in his 2 years with Seattle, it went down because he had 10.1 and 8.1. But yeah, it was.
You know who the all-time leader in that is now that it's not Robbie Ray, right?
No, I don't know who it is now.
Pitches for the Braves.
Who pitches for the Braves? Spencer Strider?
Nope.
Who strikes out more guys than him? Chris Sale?
11.1 strikeout per nine. to Robbie Ray's inferior 11.0. I mean, not even close. Not even close.
If you look at it's rounded up. If you look at this other list where it shows more decimal points, Chris Sale is 11.0638 and Robbie Ray is 11.0301. Then you have Jacob deGrom, Max Scherzer, and Yu Darvish rounding out the top 5. Randy Johnson
I wonder what the
is
minimum
6th. Steven Strasburg is 7th.
That's wild. That's pretty wild. It's actually hilarious looking at Robbie Ray's Baseball Reference page right now, looking at the walks per 9 with no other context. You look at 2023 and his walks per 9 is 13.5.
It is one. Oh, he started one.
He started one game, 3 1/3 inning,
walked 5 guys.
Walks. Yeah, 5 walks. It's not a great start, but I imagine his arm being hurt maybe had something to do with it. I hope.
And even Jose Barrios is top 50 all time. The higher Ks per 9 than Roger Clemens. But that's kind of how the baseball is now. Like there's way more strikeouts than there were in the 90s.
Way more strikeouts, and just when you think high strikeouts, I mean, you think of guys like Randy Johnson, Nolan Ryan, stuff like that. But
yeah,
also they got these high numbers because they threw so many innings, and it's just a different game now.
Nolan Ryan is 17th, one spot behind Lucas Giolito.
That's so weird, man. That is so weird.
But he has thrown 4,000, about 4,400 more innings than Lucas Giolito.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Dude.
5,386 innings pitched for Nolan Ryan. That is insane.
That's insane, man. Career leader in
0
walks.
Cy Youngs.
That's also crazy. How many top 3 finishes? 1, 2, 3. 3 top 3 finishes, 6 top 5 finishes.
He just walked too many guys, I think.
Yep, I agree.
All-time leader in strikeouts and walks.
Yeah, 324 wins, 292 losses.
How do you pitch 332 innings in one season?
That's nuts, man.
Insane.
You literally just got thrown out there until go out there until you're done.
Yeah,
that's it.
Or leading the league in strikeouts from ages 40 to 43 for 4 straight years. That's so insane.
That's pretty nuts. Career leader in hits per 9. Hits per 9, 6.6 hits per 9, 4.7 walks per 9. That's a lot of walks compared to let's see what Randy Johnson did. How many walks per 9 was Randy Johnson? 3.3. It's a lot less. 5 Cy Youngs for Randy Johnson, man.
2.4 walks per 9 for Pedro.
That's really good. That's extremely good.
10 strikeouts.
Let's go look at Greg Maddux, 1.8 walks per 9. I thought it was going to be lower, if I'm going to be honest, to go along with that dominating strikeouts per 9 of 6.1. But just a wizard, man. Just
a wizard. Pinpoint magician.
Absolute pinpoint magician. It's also weird to look at all these pitchers' FIPS. I don't know how they calculate that from back in the day. I don't know what they use or what the formula is. But that's why I'm not a scientist or a mathematician.
Yeah, it looks like
I feel like
13 times home runs divided by 3 times your walks and hit batters, subtracted double your strikeouts divided by your innings pitched, plus the league something.
Dude, I don't need to take college algebra again. I don't.
Effectiveness at preventing home runs, walks, hit by pitches, and causing strikeouts. Fielding independent pitching.
I love FIP. I've been a much bigger analytics advanced statistics type of dude lately. And by lately, I mean the past like couple years, last 3 years, I'd say.
Yeah, that's your thing now.
That's my thing. Purely advanced statistics. Batting average is worthless. I still like batting average. Just to let you all know, I'm being sarcastic.
I like batting average too. Like I'm not. It's not like, obviously I understand that's not the most important thing in the world by any means, but I don't know. Like like certain guys. Like there's obviously guys that I like. A guy like Luis Arias. Like I care way more about his batting average than Jorge Soler's batting average. But
yes,
because you're not gonna have nine guys just come in and hit 40 bombs a year. You need guys to, hit the ball, put it in play, get on base.
Absolutely. Got a guy on third base, 2 outs. Like a walk doesn't bring him in. You hit a little single over the third baseman's head. If you're Luis Arias, that gets a run in, helps you win games. Like, and he has that talent to do that, which is insane to me. Like, it's crazy. Oh, I love it. Like, I really like seeing a guy with a high batting average. It definitely still means something to me. But I mean, there's value in that. There's value in a guy hitting 220 with 40 bombs. It's just depends on what you value as a team. And what your role in the lineup is. Great stuff.
Batting average matters. Make batting average great again.
Make it happen.
That's all you're doing. T-shirts,
dude. We need to maybe talk. Did you see the Baseball Network release like the top 10 catchers going into the 2024 season?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Thoughts?
I did. I can't remember what the list was.
One guy stood out to me, and I just kind of nuts, man.
Who was it?
It was Kirk. Alejandro Kirk was number 7, I think, on the top 10 catchers list. MLB Network. That's what I'm trying to say. I love Alejandro Kirk, but going in after the year he had, there's no way.
I saw a lot of people talking about the shortstop list and how Bobby Witt Jr. is not worse than Willie Adames, which is, I agree. Bobby Witt Jr. is better than him.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's crazy.
Alejandro Kirk was really good, a really good defensive catcher last year, which is probably what helps him out.
I see.
Like he was a Gold Glove finalist, I think. He did. It's the problem with. I think he has like one of the best like framing. I don't know how they keep track of that kind of stuff, but
I don't either. No idea.
But yeah, I mean, at the plate, he was pretty bad. We'll say for most of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
Like his OPS plus is 93, so not like awful, but compared to being, his Silver Slugger year the year before.
Yep, I agree too. Honestly, I don't think that the MLB Network's list is terrible. I think you put, as far as shortstops go, I'm looking at it right now. It's not terrible. It could be worse unless I'm blatantly missing something. Like you put Bobby Witt Jr. ahead of Adames and Correa right now, and you might have something there.
Yeah. Alejandro Kirk was first in the AL in defensive runs saved as a catcher. And he was 6 ahead of Austin Hedges, who was second.
Austin Hedges, known power hitter.
And Kirk, like in 99 games, he led the AL in defensive runs saved.
Okay, maybe there's something there. I'm also surprised Yainer Diaz is on there.
What? Just because he hit a bunch
like
of
not even a full season. I think so. You know how many times he walked last year?
7.
11.
Oh, that's close.
Hey, that was a good guess. 7-11. 7-11.
You know what? Actually, that's probably one thing with Kirk is that while last year he didn't, he he struck out 3 more times than he walked. But he, like, for his career, he's basically even on strikeouts and walks. 4 more strikeouts than walks.
That's pretty good, man.
Yeah,
that's
like,
pretty good. I like that.
Like if he can hit like 275, he'll be good.
That's a guy right there. That's a good player. I'm interested to see what their other lists are. And by the way, for those of you listening, the MLB Network's top 10 right now, from 1 to 10 in order: Adley Rutschman, Will Smith, Sean Murphy, JT Realmuto, William Contreras, Wilson Contreras, Alejandro Kirk, Yainer Diaz, Cal Raleigh, and Gabriel Moreno.
With Danny Jansen just missing the list.
That's right.
I heard he was like...
But not right before Travis d'Arnaud.
Travis. Also, could have been a Blue Jay
last year. That's true.
Was a Blue Jay in the system, but
his brother was a Brave for a little bit.
Who do we get? The right fielders next on January 16th. We get the right fielders.
That's my mom's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Noob's mom! And
yeah, it's very nice.
4 days
very nice of MLB Network to do that for my mom. Thank you all, if you're listening. Thanks, y'all.
Shortstop list is not bad. Shortstop
list.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Seager, Lindor, Bogart, Swanson, Trey Turner, Bo Bichette, Correa, Adames, Bobby Witt Jr., J.P. Crawford. I would probably move up. I feel like
I'd move up Bobby Witt Jr.
I don't know.
I'd move him up to 7 and just move Correa and Adames down 1 each.
If Bo Bichette didn't get hurt last year.
Yeah. I feel like you could almost – I feel like maybe Xander may not be – maybe shouldn't be number 3. I could put him 6th and move Dansby, Trey, and Bo up 1 each, respectively.
Carlos Correa still top 10 after how bad he was last year. I mean, he's still a good player.
Very bad. Yeah, of course. I feel like if he has 2 in a row, though, there's no way you can put him top 10.
No.
And apparently he had a really good postseason too, I think. So maybe that might be a little bit why. I don't know. If Trey Turner performs like he did after the ovation, then he's probably number 2, maybe 3.
That was such a funny season for Trey Turner. Like he went off in the WBC. The season starts, and then he was just he was like non-existent on that team for so long. He was
bad.
And then just obviously like picked it up and kind of found himself at the end of the year. But it was just funny that like how bad he was after being so good for like whatever, I guess like 3 weeks in the World Baseball Classic.
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy, man. When was the ovation, the famous ovation of 2023?
I don't know. It's like just after the All-Star break, wasn't it?
I think it was. I'm looking up his splits right now. His monthly splits. I love Baseball Savant so much. I love it so much. I could be here for days. This is like my island, like stranded on an island. This is what it is internet-wise.
He had a 657 OPS through his first 107 games.
Damn. Wowzers. His in terms of months, his OPS from April was 657, May 625, June a little bit better, 766, July putrid 625, and then 1061, 931 in September. So like August, September, insane. Pre All-Star break it was 688 OPS, and then post All-Star break it was 902. Fantastic turnaround.
It's kind of what you would expect from him. I mean, you would expect him to do that the whole year, but We'll see. The Phillies are such a weird team. It's like something goes wrong, but then all of a sudden everything starts going right, and then they're just like almost in the World Series or in the World Series. It's like,
why does it always have to be in the playoffs or at the end of the year? This is my salty Braves fan coming out. Why does it always have to be against us? But for real, the Phillies are a super fun team. I actually caught myself watching the Bryson Stott grand slam against the Marlins with only the crowd sounds. It's electric, man. It's electric. I would love to have that environment if you're like in a postseason environment. I would love to have that. That is like,
just go watch the Bautista bat flip if you want to get hyped up from watching.
Dude, that is my most watched clip on YouTube. I'm not even lying. That's my most watched baseball highlight of any team.
It's
just insane.
It's insane.
The bat flip to start it all, man. For real. Just absolutely insane.
Oh, I need another Blue Jays moment like that. Days.
For real.
One of these days, I need Vlad Jr. to just do that. Just launch a ball into the third deck that sends us to the next round of the playoffs.
Yes. The horn is really what does it for me. The horn that
the home run.
I don't know what
they play.
Yes, the home run horn. Yes. Yeah, there it is right there.
That's what they play every home run at home.
Yeah. It's awesome, dude. It's awesome. It feels like I'm like Game of Thrones or something.
The crowd just going so wild that the cameras are just shaking. Like,
yes.
You watch them running the bases, like the center field camera or whatever. It's just, it's insane. Yep. And like Ryan Goins crossing home plate is just so jacked up. It's like one of the greatest things ever. So good.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah,
and I get to meet him, so I'm excited about that. Shake his hand, awesome, man. Take a picture with him, get him to sign my Bautista jersey, and yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Tell him I said thank you for. I will never forget his Braves era.
His like 40 games, or did he even play 40? Yes.
No, he had like 4 at bats, maybe. I don't even know. I think it was like a week's worth of games.
At least a home run. I think he had at least 2 home runs with you guys. I was
he
looking
did have 2 home runs.
His final home run. That was like one of the videos I was going to do. Final home run.
What is on tap for the next video?
I don't know. I got to figure it out. I have no idea. I have like some ideas, but I'm not sure what's going to be next yet.
Dude, I'm here for whatever idea you have, man. It's going to be sick. It's going to be sick, dude.
I got to witness Jose Bautista game tying home run into the section I was sitting in Seattle in 2016. It was insane.
That's super cool.
Mariners were up 1-0. It was like kind of a boring game, not very exciting. And then top of the 9th, Bautista comes up and just launched one off Edwin Diaz. I should send you the clip of that from that game. Jays ended up losing in 12. But it was like,
oh, damn. He got some free baseball though.
Got some free baseball.
Free baseball, baby. That's the one thing I don't like about the Ghost Runner.
Is that
about Manfred ball?
Ends the games too quick.
Yeah. Yep. Most definitely, dude. What are some of the best home runs you've seen in person?
That one's probably the best one. I mean, just because like the stakes of the game and how like we were also like fighting for a wild card spot at the time is right at the end of the season. I don't know. Like I've got to see a lot of like I got to see Vlad hit 2 this year, so that was cool.
That's sick.
But neither of them were like moon shots. What else? Like the when I saw that Bautista one the day before I went to the game, and like Donaldson and Edwin Encarnacion, Michael Saunders and Russell Martin all went yard in that game. So that was cool. I don't know.
I miss prime Josh Donaldson, man.
Oh,
I miss it, dude. His swing in Oakland was so violent. It was awesome. I mean, it was still super violent in Toronto and even when he was with the Braves. But dude, I don't know what it was. It just seemed so much more violent in Oakland.
All he does is hit home run. Even now, do you look at it like? Have you seen his stats from last year? He he had 18 hits, and I think 13 of them were home runs, or 11 were home runs.
That's hilarious. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Like he only
He's
played
38.
He only
My
played
God.
he played oh wait, no. Yeah,
25 hits,
25
13
hits,
home
13
runs.
home runs. For the Yankees, he had 10 home runs and 15 hits in 33 games.
That's nuts, man. Crazy how you hit 142, but you still have an OPS of 659.
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts. I mean, very small sample size, but that's just nuts. Does he play at all next year?
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Like I couldn't predict anything that's going to happen the rest of this offseason. It's every rumor you hear turns out to be false. Like the reporting's been so bad that I literally just like stopped even caring until I see like an official thing from the team or like a guy in the jersey being like, I signed here. I don't even really pay much attention to like.
Yeah. I still trust Passan. In Passan, we trust.
Oh yeah. Passan you can always trust, but like the rest of it.
Rest of it's like, I don't know, man.
It's not as exciting as we all thought it was going to be.
No, I thought this offseason was going to be so fun. But hold on, let me just go grab my clown makeup, big red nose, and put that on.
It's a fucking clown.
Terrible.
It's a clown question, bro.
Clown question, bro.
Bryce Harper. Criminally underrated.
Cracks me up, man. Yeah. I think he has a good year next year.
He's so good.
Hopefully.
And so young.
He is very good. Future Hall of Famer, Bryce Harper.
Absolutely. Always going to be younger than Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper.
That's crazy too. It's kind of crazy that he's over 30, that he's 31. I don't know why. I know he's been in the league forever, but
that he's only 31 or that he's already 31.
That he is already 31, I guess.
Well, he's played like
I know
that's his 12th year.
Yeah, I don't know why this is like such a big paradox for me, but it doesn't seem correct. You know, I guess it's the same way with like Mike Trout being going to be 33 this season or something.
Yeah, this will be his 13th year. Wait, is that right?
He's going to be Mike Trout's 32.
Yeah, this will be Harper's 13th season already.
Yeah, it'll be about the same thing for Trout. Man, I hope Trout gives us like 100 games, man. At least. It's like I'm not even going to get my hopes up for a full season for him. Not going to do it.
I feel like he'll have at least a couple more in his career. He's still got a decent amount of years left. We'll get some good.
Absolutely.
We'll get a couple more good Mike Trout years.
I hope so. I really do. Baseball is just better.
Well, yeah, you want all the best players to be playing, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh. Well, what else? What
more
can we talk about today? Honestly, no. Like I don't
know.
I'm struggling at this point. I'm just like, man, I just need the season to start.
Baseball.
But we'll start doing some predictions and getting into some of that.
That'll be fun.
You know, hopefully the rest of these free agents will sign on the dotted lines soon. And we'll have some more exciting news. But like,
yeah,
it's coming. Baseball's coming. We're getting ready for it.
Whether you like it or not, it's happening.
It's happening.
Whether you like it or not,
I do like it.
Join us.
That's why
I love it.
That's why I talk about it. That's why.
Me too. I can't not talk about it, to be honest. I'm like scared to let people know how big of a baseball nerd I am in public.
Don't just be yourself.
I mean,
doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, man.
That's true.
This advice goes out to everybody.
True.
Does not.
That's
matter
true.
What anyone else
be
thinks.
Yourself.
Just do what you love. Do what makes you happy. Do it.
The one thing you should care about what people think, though, is if you listen to this podcast. Because if you let someone know that you don't listen to this podcast in its entirety, it's bad news, pal.
Bad news bears.
Bad news. Yep. Bad news. Bad luck for 7 years.
Oh,
it's as bad as walking under a ladder or whatever. breaking a mirror, something like that. I don't remember.
Opening an
but you all
umbrella
understand what I'm talking
indoors.
about.
Yeah, there's so many things.
Yeah, that's the one. For some reason, I thought of someone
I think there's
opening
many.
up an umbrella and then walking under a ladder.
Opening a ladder under an umbrella while you're breaking a mirror. I don't know. There's
Something like that. There's a lot of like that equals like 20 some years of bad luck.
at least.
But you might be able to defer some of those years. So 16 years bad luck up front, 5, at a time of your choosing down the line.
Can't wait till the Dodgers sell the team in 2031.
Dude, I don't know. That's going to be interesting. With inflation, I mean,
They'll be fine.
I feel like salaries are just going up so high so quickly that in 2030, everybody's going to be making like 60 mil a year. Qualifying offers are going to be 40 mil. I don't know.
Who knows, man? Look at what's happened in the NBA the last 10 years. Like, it's crazy.
I have no idea what's happened.
They get so much money. Like, they're signing.
Who is it? Somebody deal or something?
Oh yeah, there's also somebody just signed an extension for like 50 something million a year for 3 years or 2 years. It's like a 2-year extension that's like $105 million. You're like, that's crazy.
Jeez, man, they play like half the games that baseball players do.
Yeah, it's a different world. They make more money though, I think, the teams. So who knows? I'm not a mathematician or an accountant for an NBA team. I just talk about things on the internet.
Samesies. Samesies.
Well, everybody, thanks for watching or listening. I think we got his camera figured out. It seems like better than it was earlier.
Yeah, I hope so. I sure as hell hope so. Sorry about that, though.
It's all good.
By the way, fam. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
All right. You guys can find us.
Remember what I said about the bad luck. Remember what I said.
Listen.
But yes, you can find us.
You can find us at The Dish. YouTube, Spotify,
Apple,
Google. No, Amazon.
That's Google.
Amazon.
You can search us in Google, and one of those will pop up. So Google too.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Noob. Bye.
Tango. Peace.